specifically about the character L from Death Note. On God, I loved this fictional anime emo boy.
So my first crush was on my middle school best friend. She was straight then, and she is straight now.
I only said I love you to my first boyfriend after we broke up.
So I'm sitting in a bar and I'm sharing my unfinished wood block art. It was a block that said the word touch and had this hand reaching out. One of my friends, having a bad night, looked at the block and confessed he felt very lonely. We didn't fall in love in that moment, but many shared moments later, we did. I still haven't finished that wood block.
Love is both impossible to deny and impossible to describe.
I can never quite pinpoint those moments where my friends became my friends. One day they aren't, and the next we're sitting in my car at 9 o'clock talking about Peggy.
I like to say I love you to my friends by buying them socks.
Cleaning is really hard for me, and all the friends that have helped me clean my house over the years, you guys are my forever friends.
I imagine my wedding a lot. Rarely the person at the end of the aisle, though, and frequently the joy I'll get to share with my friends that day.
Little kids will say, I love you to absolutely everything. Here's a laundry list of things that Emma and I really, really love.
Four-leaf clovers.
The sun!
The infinite cosmos.
Wrapped up strawberry candies.
Crying as a sport.
The way it feels when somebody touches you for the first time.
Babies.
Tiny cats dressed as clowns.
Popping pimples.
How simple it all can seem.
How complicated it all can feel.
You, most of the time.
And me, sometimes.
So Plato, when defining the 7 types of love, included this beautiful category called flirting. We would love to tell you some stories about flirting, but I have no idea how to flirt.
And I have autism and cannot flirt to save my life.
So I have one super weird, super fun aunt. Every Thanksgiving, she likes to get me high as fuck in my parents' garage. Woo! And then she'll tell me about her weird sex life, her current niche beauty treatments. Recently, it's been BDSM and all of her and cryotherapy. Deep freezing yourself. And now for a collection of texts from our family. So the first is from my mom.
It's backwards.
Fuck. This was about 2 months ago. Casual Tuesday. The next is going to be from Emma's sister.
Great joke, you knew.
Oh, no. Let's see, is it backwards or
No.
And the next is from my mom again, and this one's last week. So familial love, outside of the unhinged text from my mother, was actually something that was really hard for me to talk about or to write about for this puppet show about love, because I come from a family where the love is deeply conditional, and it goes all the way down my family line, specifically on my mom's side. So my mom, Chris, grew up a military brat and had a father who always expected her to be perfect. One night, she snuck out and she went to a party, and my grandpa the next day did not get the promotion that he wanted. So he blamed her, and he told her that it was her fault he didn't get the promotion and said that he'd never forgive her. He never forgave her. My mom talks about how she wanted to be an artist her whole life when she was younger, and she specifically wanted to be an architect, but she wasn't allowed, and she went to finance school instead. Recently, at the age of 40-something, she switched gears and became a real estate photographer. She seems a lot happier. With these givens, I wish that I could tell you that my mom is very proud of her puppeteer extra weirdo clown child, but I can't. When we accept the judgment that's given to us as the truth, then it becomes the truth. My mom upholds my grandfather's standards, and I can see it from the way that she looks at me. But my grandpa, he wrote me a letter before he died. He told me he's never watched a movie or a play the same way after watching me pursue my dream of being a performer. He told me that he is very, very proud of me. My mom hid this letter from me for weeks. When she finally showed me, she was crying. My dad's never going to love me this way, she told me, and I did not know what to say to her, so I just told her that I loved her. And I do. I love my mom very, very deeply.
So, get this. If a pair of cats develops a strong bond, they become dependent on each other. They'll spend the majority of their time together, and they usually show their affection by grooming each other, playing, sleeping, and lounging together. Bonded cats view companionship as a source of comfort. If only it were that easy for us.
I ended my 2-year relationship over a phone call. In a perfect world, it would not have been a phone call, but that's just the way it was. I've been traveling for months, and it crept up on me that things weren't working. Turns out, they felt the same way. We talked transparently about how our love had changed, and for the first time in months, I felt exactly why we fell in love in the first place.
Relationships have never been my strong suit. I love love. I love the idea of being in love and appreciated for being me. I have this list on my phone of everything I want in an ideal relationship, and includes things like must watch The Simpsons with me and willing to introduce me to their friends. But at the end, all of that feels so arbitrary. We can't create a perfect partner, and being in love is about being able to change and grow together. If you had told 13-year-old me she would be performing a cat puppet show about love, she would have died of joy.
Self-love is AA batteries.
Self-love is not dating another musician.
I love myself, every version of myself, and I'm not always a good person. I can get angry or apathetic or insecure, but I'm not a bad person. I'm gentle and kind and sometimes very still. I'm both of these things, and I am also every single thing in between. I was taught that love comes in the conditional form of rewards, but I've learned it comes in the free form of acceptance. Love can be whatever we want it to be, and I want to leave those that I love with a new cycle of love. Turns out, it starts with myself.
We love you.
We love you!
We love you.
Thank you. Stick around for our clown show.